Hey, it's UltraSonic, and welcome to episode 25, I think, of the Lamppost SMP server. Now, this is part 2 of a quick return, and the reason why I'm here is because, well, I didn't really find, it's something that I had for a while. It's a file that I recorded about 2 years ago of me doing this big whole pranking, like, scavenger hunt for ClassicSteam. Now, I'll try to make this speech a little bit quick so you can go watch the video. But basically, the little story is that during like the first few months of the Lamppost, maybe the very first month, I think, ClassicSteam killed me, and it was at the time we had a death counter up on the tab, and I was really concerned about my death count, and I like keeping it as low as possible to be like kind of like the lowest on the server. It's kind of like who wins with stuff, whoever wins the lowest. And when I was at 9 deaths, ClassicSteam killed me just so I can get to 10, and that really bugged me back then. So then I just pranked him with Sosan in his bases, because Sosan, it's just a pretty useless block. I mean, it makes you slow, and there's really no use for it except for in, like, crazy things like farms where you have to be like a block, half a block lower or whatever. So yeah, a pretty block that's not very rarely used, and I gave him loads of that block. Oh, look who it is. And so I did that for his bases and his shops, and then once the 1 year anniversary came, the day that he killed me and gave me 10 deaths, I did this whole big scavenger hunt for him, going all around the server. We had to figure out these puzzles inside of books, and then figure out where the next place is to go to. So, without further ado, I will go and show you that, and I will have a little bit of commentary during it, because keep in mind, this is the old me, like, from 2 years ago, before this, so my commentary isn't the greatest. I'm also using an older microphone that I used back then, which doesn't sound as good. There's also a little bit of background noise, and my commentary just isn't as good as it is today, unlike today. So I'm going to have a little bit of commentary, kind of like almost insulting myself of how kind of bad I was, but also you watching what I do in the video. So here it is. Enjoy. We are going to be pranking ClassicSteam once again with the same old Sosan prank, but this time it's still different. It is actually the end of the prank. This is going to be the last prank, and it's going to be the big finale. So now what I'm going to do is just get ready and start building the prank. Once Class goes through his portal, he's going to see this prank here of Sosan. He might think it's the same old, until he finds this chest back here. And once he opens it, it's going to be this book, and it's called The End Is Near. And I'm just going to read it to you. Now, before you get confused on what this Sosan prank is all about, and like all the past stuff that's happening behind it, because I just mentioned it and you might not know anything about it, the book will explain. Hey, ClassicSteam, do you remember the time you killed me and gave me 10 deaths? And after that, I pranked you over and over again using one block, Sosan. With signs I've read, I won't stop here. Well, I will stop here because this is the end. All those pranks have been leading up to this one, the big one. And if you are reading this on December 17th, good, because that's not only the day I started building this, but it's also the day that you killed me. That's right, when you gave me 10 on that moment, I wrote the date and instantly thought of the whole prank series that would eventually lead up to this one. For a whole year, I've been planning this and told no one about it. Do you really think that I forgot about the times you gave me 10, 20, and even 30 deaths? No, I didn't forget. I have made a little puzzle for you. A scavenger hunt, if you must call it that. Decode this, then do what it says. And this might look like gibberish, but if you read it backwards, it says, go to classic builds. And one clear sign you can tell that it's a backwards message is usually in a sentence, the first letter is capitalized and there's a period at the end. Well, here, the last letter is capitalized and there's a period at the beginning, so that must mean it's backwards. Or you can just tell by looking at the letters and noticing they're in a chronological order that spells something in English. And also, the letters kind of look like they're arranged in a certain order, like how words would be. I do say that in the video. Oh, well, I guess the old me wasn't as arrogant as I thought. So then, once he goes to classic builds... Oh yeah, I forgot about classic builds! Well, I didn't forget about it, but just now, when we put it on the Angel Wings, the building is the old building and not this one. I forgot we updated the building. Maybe we should rebuild it like this again. Then it leads him to here, classic builds. Now you can see that this place is also filled with soul sand, but in my texture pack, the Christmas pack, it's snow white. It's white as snow. And here's even a sign here that says to go to the lighthouse before this, so you can do this whole thing in order. So then when you come over here, because there's a clear pathway to show you where the next book is, go down this hallway, and then go into this chest, and it leads us to another book. And it says, it's also called The End is Near. Now you may think, why did I bring you to Classic Builds? Well, I didn't lead to your shop, I just wanted to bring you to spawn. Why? Because this is where you killed me 3 times, giving me a 10, 20, and 30 death count on tab. Here's another puzzle. Now this is another backwards message, you can tell because of the capitalization and the period again. And if you read backwards, it says go to the beacons and go to the corner. Now, if you may wonder what that is, but if you've been around spawn, which class has a lot, then you probably know what it means. There's only one place in the whole server that has 2 beacons, because it's beacons, plural, and that is right here at spawn. So once you go down here, then it says to go to the corner. So, a corner of the room possibly. And you might think it's around here, but it's not the corner, so it's wrong. But then, there's a corner right here. I'm not gonna go down there because it is, well, dangerous. But class is going to fall down, and then it says, because you killed me, I will do the same to you. And then I have a timer here that closes us every once in a while, and brings him down like 100-something blocks down, instantly killing him. But don't worry, yeah, I know that's a rule not to lose people's items, but at the very bottom there's a hopper that goes into a chest, so all his stuff gets saved. I just wanted to give him another death count, because that's what he did to me. And then that's the end of the whole series. 1 year long of planning, and I just did that? Going to his shop, and then going to the beacons? Will I kill him? Not really much. Kind of short-lived, you know. Pretty short, if you ask me, for a finale that supposedly I've been waiting to do for a whole year. You know what? Now that I'm here, just so he knows that the end is, like, done, I'm gonna say the sign here that's saying the end is here. Perfect. And yeah, everything there is so sand, even the whole way down, the walls are filled with so sand. There! And now that's that prank series done. Okay guys, I've been thinking about this for like a few days now, and I realized that for a finale this big, it is kind of small. I mean, all you would go to is just one location, and that's classic builds, and then just at the end, and that's it. And then is just like very small place too. So what I did is I didn't make the place at the end bigger. I made the entire scavenger hunt a whole lot longer. Thank you for doing that. If you didn't, it would have felt so, well, unfinished and rather small and boring. There's now so many stops I can't even count them all. So you know about the one stop that leads you to the corner? Well, because I couldn't rewrite the book because I already signed it. Now, instead of having a little trap here, there is this chest here. The trap is still here. But, it's still going to lead him to the end. But I know that it's going to take him a few days to figure out all the puzzles. Because it's taking him, like, about a week to figure out the puzzle at the very beginning. Did I just say this entire thing will take me a few days to do? I already finished watching the entire video, and I know that I can finish it in one day. Each puzzle takes less than 30 seconds to figure out. And I said that it'll take class at least a week to figure out the very first puzzle? What? Either I was just saying stuff that I didn't think through in that moment because I was rather shy on camera, or I was just really arrogant on how easy my puzzles actually were. And what this says is, well, it doesn't say anything, but it just has a code. And if it's just basically the same thing you did with the other thing in classic builds, you decode it, but this time you gotta decode it and read it backwards both at the same time. So if you read this, it says go to Ali's town hall. Now that's a real puzzle. Yeah, I think that's what it said. And that is the next stop. So wondering about the whole strange text? You can recognize that text from my newspapers on the lamppost that has puzzles in every newspaper that has decoded message using those exact characters. And since class did read some of my papers back in the day, he probably would have recognized that too and be able to figure it out. Here we are at Ali's village at the town hall, and if you see, there's nothing down here. And what I did is, how class knows that it's part of the map is there's always going to be a chest with soul sand on top of it. And so you have to break the soul sand, just like he broke all soul sand in all the other pranks. Kinda a real unique Easter egg I had there. I sure hope Ali doesn't come by and find this and think that the puzzle is for her. And you see here, there's like some kind of code here. And if you think about it, this is actually pretty easy. Yes, it is. You see that there's a number underneath each letter, and the number represents which order the letters go in. So 1 means it's the first letter, this means it's the second one, so B, so the orders of the letter are B, R, E, W, T, O, N. And if you write it down on paper, it says Bruton, which is the name of my kingdom. Oh wow, it looks so nice. You know, I really started rebuilding that place again on Angel Wings Season 2. Here we are at Bruton, the unfinished kingdom of mine. And if you see here, there's a pretty big eyesore here, and it is made of soul sand. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering why I'm still in the Christmas pack, even though it's like January or something, it's because right now it's Christmas Eve for me, but the reason why I'm posting this video so late is so class doesn't get any spoilers to see what the answers are for any of the for any of the locations. You're right. This video is posted very late, by about 2 years. I will post this episode of the lamppost when class figures out the whole scavenger hunt. Now see here, there's 4 letters, and they're kind of crooked, but I'm kind of lazy and I didn't fix them. Now, they don't look like they say anything in the order they're in right now, but just to make it a little more clear to class, I have a little sign here that says arrange the letters correctly. And once you arrange them correctly, it says pawn. Which sounds a little bit like spawn, but actually it's not, doesn't link to spawn. Here's a little hint. It's an old shop that no one goes to anymore, and it now has webs. Which means that it's so old that it has cobwebs now, literally. It has Minecraft cobwebs. So, of course you guys will know this, because it is something that only us old members would know, because it is one of the old shops that were ever built. It is in Sketchy's old spawn, which is a place that no one ever goes to anymore, and that's what the mustache's shop was called. The pawn shop. It was kind of like a trading shop kind of thing, and that is where the next location is. Here we are at Sketchy's old spawn, right next to a pawn shop, and if you see, it is indeed in the cobwebs, because it is old and no one ever comes to anymore. And this place is now a tourist attraction, and it has the history behind it. And if you go over here, where you would pay and do the trading and junk, you see another chest for the next hint. Puzzle. It was built for gold, and it is now old. Big heights to spare, with cobble everywhere. Hint, roof. This is obviously a riddle. This is obviously a riddle. It's obviously a riddle. And if you think about it, it is pretty hard. I didn't really make it quite clear, but there is a place in the roof of the Nether. There is a place in the roof of the Nether which goes with the hint roof. And it says it was built for gold, which means it was probably a gold farm, since those are built in the Nether. And it's old, which means it's probably abandoned. Big heights to spare, which means it's built up high, with cobble everywhere, and it's built out of cobble. In case you guys are wondering what that bell sound is in the background, it's just my cat licking herself. She's pretty cute, though. Now, if you think about it, if Class thinks about it, I'm sure he might know this, but the only place that is in the Nether that's a gold farm that's with cobble and that's old and now abandoned is the gold farm on the roof of the Nether that's right next to the ladder. Right up here. This leads to the gold farm that was built for... This leads to the place that was built... This was the place that was going to be a gold farm, but then... I just gave up, because of the design was rigged. And I thought I was bad at stuttering. Literally, I am bad at stuttering. To this day, I still do stutter in my videos sometimes, which I do have to edit over every once in a while. But it's never as bad as this. Wow, I never realized how much I improved. So, I don't feel like taking it down, but it's still here. Oops. That was a mistake. Anyway, if you climb up this long trail of ladders, we go up to here. I just cut it out. Oh, and that is not a fake laugh at all. Actually, it's real. That was actually kind of funny. The next location, with another chest with soul sound on top of it, that of course you had to break. And this book reads some kind of unscrambled letters. Unscrambled letters. Gee, I wonder what it is. Yeah, it's not like I can't tell and read what it says for the first glance of looking at it, because it's 4 letters that can only spell one word in the entire English dictionary, and that is boat. And if you put them in the right order, it says boat. Now, there's only one place in the whole server that has a boat, and that is by Ankbar's yacht in the jungle, and that is the next location. And here is the next chest. And if you read this book, here's another clue, and it has letters you need to fill in. Now, if you think about it, these words kind of look like this. To me, this looks like haunted, even though I know that it says, and even the note it's supposed to say haunted, it looks like it even if it wasn't it. And if you figure this out, this actually says haunted house ride. And that obviously means, and that's obviously referring to the haunted house ride at spawn. Remember this? You know, I swear we built this somewhere, like on Angel Wings Land. So here we are at the haunted house ride, and if we go up here into it, you see there's another chest here. Oops, I accidentally broke a slime block. There. Put that back and that back. There. Okay. And this is the next book. And it says, it's another riddle. The same corner with lights so high, different colors, and an iron supply. The same corner. You can just say the same corner and it will already be easy to figure out what I'm referring to. I don't think I needed to make the puzzles this obvious to what the answers are. Now, if class remembers, there was that one book at the beginning at Classic Builds that said, go to the corner of the beacons. So, same corner, which means it's obviously referring to that corner of the beacons with lights so high. Beacons have lights up right at sign high, different colors. You can change the colors, and the beacons will have different colors, and an iron supply. And of course, the beacons are powered with iron right now, and gold, but mostly iron. Since I know this is going to take class a really long time to figure out all these puzzles, by then I will change the corner in that beacon's place back to how it originally was, and then that will be the end of the entire series. It won't take him that long. Maybe, I don't know, an hour at most, 30 minutes at lowest, I would say, of traveling distance. The only way you would be able to change it while he's still doing it is if you stay online all times until he comes online and plays it himself, which is rather inefficient. I decided to replace this book with this book instead. The reason for that is because the puzzle in this one is the exact same way you read it in the other one, and I don't want class to go to this one and already know how to do it. I want them to still struggle through it again. So for the next one, it's just the same thing at the beginning. It says the exact same thing, but it's a different puzzle, and it may look like gibberish, but I gave it a little hint right here that says old news articles puzzles. Before I had the hint, the puzzle was so much better because it was actually kind of hard, but now it's just way too easy. And if you go in there, at the end of every old article, we have this little puzzle thing, and here's the alphabet, how to decode it. Now, this is the same alphabet that's in here. So if he goes to the old articles, you're going to see how to decode it. I just realized that the hint actually says where to go in the news articles. It actually says to go to the puzzles. I'm practically giving out the answer here. And then he'll go where it says. And it says, well, the same message, go to the beacons on the corner. Since ClassicSteam is having such a hard time in this very first puzzle, I'm giving a little hint. Another hint. A very hard time? It will take like 1 minute for him to figure out. You do not need a hint for a simple puzzle as the one that I did. No, please. But so sign here so it knows it's from me and it's for the prank. And then just put in hint, and then backwards. Because you have to read the message backwards. There we go. So that's gonna be it for this episode of Lampos SMP server. I don't know what the number was because, of course, I recorded this on Christmas Eve, and for you, you're probably watching it in February. Nope, we were actually watching this in October 2016, 2 years later. Yeah, not at all what I planned before. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Now that is going to be it of this episode of the Lamppost SMP, and actually it's going to be the end of the entire series, and now we're only going to be doing Angel Week's episodes, because I have no more old files that I have lost and now have found. So yeah, and I actually do know the number for this one. It is episode number 25. I hope. Maybe 24. No, 25. And, yep, it is the last episode of the Lamppost SMP. But you're still going to be seeing this place in Angel Wings, because obviously I'm on Angel Wings right now. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. It was really different from all my other videos that I've ever made. And also, I thought I should just mention that I just realized just now that this is actually my 100th video. So I guess it's worth it for 100th video, because it's just kind of a special. Because in the video I did a whole special, And so this is kind of a special on the 100th episode of anything that I've made. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!